everyone. Myself Ananya Kumar Gangver, and I am currently in my seventh semester pursuing computer science engineering from Bennett University. In this video, I am going to discuss about my project, Coforge Celebrate, an employee celebration reminder and management system, which I am currently involved in under my internship. Let's move on. So these are the contents of this video. About company. I'm doing my internship under Coforge, which is a global digital service and solution provider that enables its client to transform at the intersection of domain expertise and emerging technologies to achieve real-world business impacts. Coforge's proprietary platform Power is basically under critical business processes across its core verticals. One of which vertical is Advantage Go that deals with projects related to the insurance sector. And about the project. So, my project is Coforge Celebrate, an employee celebration reminder and management system. For this internship, under my mentor, Mr. Nakul Kundra, I am building this project, in which an occasion of an employee, including his or her birthday or anniversary, she will be sent an beautiful personalized mail through an automated Graph API application working at the backend, which is fed with the data of 22,000 plus employees of Coforge. Further extending the capabilities of this application, I will be adding an add and drop function at the backend view for the admin, from which we will be able to add or drop the employees who join the organization, and when they resign, their information can be easily removed from the dataset. I will also be making a mobile application for both Android and iOS using Ionic.js, in which everyone can in the organization can see the dates for celebration of others' birthdays or anniversaries, and they can also star mark the dates of their co-workers, friends' birthdays and anniversaries who they want to get notified in advance. In addition to this, I will be working on a chatbot functionality using AI/ML models. So my core roles and responsibilities in this project was requirement gathering. After receiving the problem statement from the stakeholder, I gathered the needful requirements. Solution designing. Designed an in structured solution which involved a high level and low level design. Wireframe designing in Figma for UI UX for an early visualization of the front end look and feel. Database design and implementation. So here, date of birth and anniversary dates, if exist in the employee's information, is migrated to a new database which is developed on the company's server for this application. Coding and unit testing, and also deployment and configuration management. The tech stack used in this project were, first we will discuss about the backend. So in the backend, Microsoft's SQL Server Management was used because all the company's database and tables are functional on this platform. I created a new database and migrated required field from the other databases of the company, which were mainly date of birth and anniversary dates. Node.js was used in the backend for routing purposes to be able to navigate through the backend addresses of the website. Graph API is used for automating email sending purpose on the company's Outlook domain to the respective employees on their occasions. Microsoft .NET Core 3.1 framework was used during the development of significant backend services, which includes APIs. It is a programming language which is based on C Sharp. Angular.js framework was used for building single-page functionality for backends visualization for admins' use and requirements. EasyGrid is one of the functionalities of Angular.js, which is used to view the SQL database on a routed address in a browser. It is also for admin purpose. And moving forward, for the connections, Postman was used as a service for automating backend routing requests. It was used to hit the route address and to see whether the results were working while testing. Global Connect VPN is company's official VPN service, which was used for its databases to access the databases and to get the required information for building this project. NPM is used for the most part, which involves Angular.js and Node.js, which includes building the subscription model and Graph API. The choice of editor which I used was Visual Studio. Now moving toward the front end. Figma is used to create UI UX frameworks for visualizing front end designs. Front end designs is in the process with the business analyst team. HTML is used for front end development to create a basic web page structure. CSS is used for the beautification of HTML scripts in front end development for this project. JavaScript, as we all know, is used in many parts in this project, including Node.js, Angular.js, and also for front-end purpose. Ionic.js is used in the front-end part of the web application and mobile development for Android and iOS. Swagger UI is used for developing a kind of front-end view for admin where API requests results are visible. Now let us see the architecture for the API. For an example, if an employee joins the organization, his or her details of employee is taken while on during the onboarding process. It is then saved to the main company database, and also there is another database which I have created. So I have depicted in within a same database. So the admin has the full rights. If an employee leaves the organization, their details can be easily removed by the admin through a plus minus button. In this case, he has the direct access for the database alteration. And when the API checks for the dates, if it is found, Graph API will mail their email automatically to the employee, as you can see. And the architecture for mobile and web application is that a user, let's say an employee, sign in to his or her account through the Coforge credentials. If the credentials are not found, an error will be given. If it is found, then he will be taken to the home page, where on the main screen, he or she can see the special occasions, birthdays of their teammates and peers under the Today's Celebration tab. Also, they can search for someone special occasion within an organization and bookmark it. That will be completely linked with the API which will be running in the backend. If the data is found, the user will receive notification 2-3 days prior of their corresponding teammates or colleagues' occasion that so that they do not miss out on wishing them. So here are the milestones which I have achieved till now. For the first, I implemented high and low level design architecture of the data flow using the use cases. Secondly, database connection with Visual Studio, migrating essential information of the employees, which includes date of birth, anniversary dates, were done. In the third, a basic CRUD API, create, read, update, and delete, was made using .NET Core 3.1 for basic operations in the database. After that, the testing of the CRUD API was done with real-time data and traffic of the requests. On the fifth stage, gathering requirements for admin's perspective towards monitoring of the data was done. After that, I built a Swagger UI, which is a GUI for an API. It helped us to see the real-time results of the API calls. On the seventh stage, I built an Angular web routing model and integrated it with the API. I also added AG grid functionality for grid view and or edit of the database. On the eighth step, I built a subscription model in Angular and NPM, which was required to implement Graph API. As I told you, Graph API was used to send automated mails, which is a API from Microsoft, the basic framework. In the ninth step, I built wireframes for UI UX implementation in Figma for front-end visualization. Till now, I have reached here and hope that I'll complete the later stages too very quickly. So here are a few of the snapshots that this kind of emails are received to the employees on their special occasion like birthdays, anniversaries. So as we know, a project cannot be built easily. There are some challenges. So I also face challenges. The first one was challenging to adapt to a time-oriented atmosphere to get through the project within the strict deadlines. The tech stack used in the company was fairly new for me at that time. I had not worked on many technologies and framework before I worked on this project, which includes .NET Core, Angular, Postman, etc. It took me time initially to get desired outputs, be it with the implementation, debugging, and investing time in learning new topics. It was exciting and challenging to work on real-time data sets of the company, which gave me a good exposure. I took the bottom-to-up method to understand the problem statement and the functionalities which I am developing. As the field of full stack development is the first time I'm trying my hands on, I had to relearn a few programming concepts which wasn't in line with the project I was involved in. This includes revising my DSA concepts, learning API routing in real time, and learning along with developing. This was my key mantra. Coordinating with different teams was a challenge in online environment. This sometimes delayed the progress a few times. I also tried to be as efficient as possible with my approach and solution while being within the time frame. So here are few takeaways or learnings that I made while working on this project. Learning to write code up to the industry standards, learning new frameworks and technologies, involving in this entire software development cycle, which we have learned in theory till now. Learning to make APIs in different languages and framework, integrating code written in different languages and making it work with full functionality. Learning and exposing to the world of full stack development, improving my communication, soft and presentation skills, learning to work in a team environment, and asking for help appropriately. Thank you so much for your time.